For as long as I am in U.S. Congress, Somalia will never be in danger. Its waters will not be stolen by Ethiopia or others. Sleep in comfort knowing I am here to protect the interest of Somalia from inside the U.S. system.
If these past statements are accurate, Ilhan Omar is not being attacked over her politics. She's just being confronted over her loyalty.
Mr. Speaker, pursuant to Clause 2A.1 of Rule 9, I seek recognition to give notice of my intent to raise a question of the privileges of the House. The form of the resolution is as follows.
Recognized.
Censuring Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota. Whereas elected members of Congress take an oath to bear true faith and allegiance to the United States without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. Whereas Representative Ilhan Omar took an oath of allegiance to the United States upon becoming a citizen, declaring, I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state, or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen. Whereas on January 27, 2024, Representative Omar gave remarks at an event in Minneapolis in which she made treasonous statements. Whereas Representative Omar said she has spoken to many Somalians who asked her to intercede for the Somali government by pressuring the United States government into certain actions. Whereas Representative Omar assured the Somalians she spoke to, the U.S. government will only do what Somalians in the U.S. tell them to do. They will do what we want and nothing else. They must follow our orders, and that is how we will safeguard the interest of Somalia. Whereas Representative Omar continued, for as long as I am in U.S. Congress, Somalia will never be in danger. Its waters will not be stolen by Ethiopia or others. Sleep in comfort knowing I am here to protect the interest of Somalia from inside the U.S. system.
If this is word for word exactly what she has dictated here, then yeah, by default, this feels like treason. You are working against, let's say, the best interests of the United States of America through the eyes of your previous country that you ran from. You should be looking for the benefit of all of the people, not specifically the people that are similar to you exclusively because they share similar genetics, because they come from the same place that you ran from. But of course, the people that basically support her kind of large scale are super quiet. This information apparently has been available since 2024 here. And this is the first time I'm hearing this thing here, guys, okay? Listen, you guys have been recently sending me a good amount of videos kind of on, I guess they're called the Squad, right? And it's been wild. It doesn't seem like any of them really truthfully have the best interests of the United States of America whenever they speak. They seem to only be kind of speaking from some niche subgroup. And I think Ilhan Omar, kind of by default, if these are in fact her statements, she's doing exactly that. Yeah.
Whereas George Washington warned in his farewell address of 1796 to guard against the impostures of pretended patriotism, and further declared citizens by birth or choice of a common country, that country has a right to concentrate your affections. The name of American, which belongs to you in your national capacity, must always exalt the just pride of patriotism more than any appellation derived from local discriminations. Whereas these statements by Representative Omar clearly violate the oath she took as an elected member of Congress to defend and protect the United States Constitution. Whereas Representative Omar has exhibited the treasonous tendencies George Washington warned about, and her actions must be condemned by all members of Congress who adhere to the oath they took upon assuming office. And whereas by openly admitting her efforts to advance Somalia's interest using her position as a United States representative, Representative Omar has revealed herself to be a foreign agent acting on behalf of a foreign government. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota be censured. Representative Ilhan Omar forthwith present herself in the well of the House of Representatives for the pronouncement of censure. Representative Ilhan Omar be censured with the public reading of this resolution by the Speaker, and Representative Ilhan Omar be and is hereby removed from the Committee of the Budget and the Committee on Education and the Workforce.
All right, this is where the story stops being about like normal partisan drama. I hate you because you have a different idea and ideology, right? And starts kind of touching on something a little bit more serious here. And we're talking about the idea of allegiance. Nothing is going to happen to your country as long as she is in office. Like, I mean, what exactly is that here? I understand the idea of basically saying something kind of off the cuff. It doesn't mean anything, but how much of that actually is true, right? I mean, the fact that you're saying, as long as I'm in the U.S. government, everything is basically going to, go your way. Guys, what does that even mean? All right? It sounds absolutely like you are a double agent for the most part. It kind of sounds like that. And again, I'm basing it off of the words that are currently being said here in this video here, right? But that's what it sounds like. If this has been disproven, I need to know immediately, because I'm confused why we're still hearing her name. Guys, it's like, seriously, like, why are we still hearing her name, knowing that this is the overall talking points and overall kind of ideology that she's kind of pushing out here, saying blatantly, I'm a double agent. I'm going to do what is best for the country that I ran from rather than a country that has taken me in.
One, I want to speak to what Trump has tweeted and what it means for those of us who call this incredible state home. Because facts matter. And facts are important. It is unfortunate that we are led by a president who does not understand the laws of this land. When the president tweets as if he has the authority to terminate temporary protected status for Somalis in Minnesota, even little kids in 8th grade know that that is not an authority that the president has and can wield. Temporary status protection for Somalis expires March of 2026. And anyone with that status has 60 days after for it to have any impact on them. And so if you are confused, if you feel threatened, know that the law is on your side and our demented president can't do anything about it. The other unlawful thing that our lawless president is claiming to do so is to terminate that status for only one state, which he has no authority to do so. So, for the 300 or so people that are impacted, that currently live in Minnesota and across the country, we see you and we stand with you, and we will make sure we do everything that we can to help make sure that your status is adjusted before March of 2026.
So we need to clarify a couple of things here for those of you who may not know specifically how this works here. So TPS, obviously being temporary protective status, this is generally the refugee plan. I think it's generally a great idea. It just needs to be time limited and made sure that the people that are basically coming in as refugees are not allowed, let's say, to all populate in one area, kind of large scale, because the last thing we need kind of around the United States of America is basically an enclave of the country that has basically forced people out of their country, if that makes any sense here. We don't need like a little Zimbabwe or like little Italy, if that makes any sense. We don't need any of these things here. All right, these things are anti-American kind of by default. They're not assimilating to the overall large-scale American culture, if that makes any sense here. But now, does the president have the actual ability, let's say, to cancel TPS? Not directly. Okay, like not directly at all, actually, but he has the ability to set up the pathway for it to legitimately happen by doing all types of, let's say, administrative policies. He does have that ability, and he will do that. But he has the ability to basically appoint the Homeland Security Secretary, who is the person that gives the ability to do this, right? So yes, I think at the end of the day, It's a plausible thing, guys. I don't know, bro. Like listening to Ilhan Omar speak, kind of large scale like this, it's like, okay, so she's definitely very adamant specifically about protecting her community, which I mean, I get it. Don't get me wrong here. I understand, protect your community. Sure. Why not? Right. But not to the detriment of the entirety of the United States of America. Understand that should be the number one thing here. And if she is definitely kind of moving under, let's say, two flags in the context of what we're encountering here, then she should not be in office. Okay. I understand you want to protect your community. Sure. But not to the detriment of the United States of America. Okay. And the fact that you said it out loud and got a soundbite or wherever they got that basically that quote from, let's say, if that quote is a real quote, you shouldn't be in office. We shouldn't. There's not even an argument here. But if there is any more kind of regarding it, guys, I'm asking you guys in the comments to let me know immediately if there is any more, because I definitely would like to encounter more of whatever the story is. Because guys, I have no idea how someone like this, with that overall messaging, is still in office by any means here, guys. I mean, who's voting him in? Well, I think I know who's voting her in, okay? I think we know who's voting her in, because she's basically promising that she's going to put Somalia over the United States of America to the community of people who's basically voting her in. Guys, that's absolutely wild. And I think it's starting to make a little bit of sense, at least, while Tim Walz specifically is not trying to do anything about any type of fraudulent activity, regardless how small or large scale it actually is here. Understand this here, right? Because he doesn't want to mess up his voting base. And obviously there's a gigantic community of one group in that country, because again, you allowed refugees to be placed into one area and basically group up. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my entire life, guys. If you're bringing people in to save their life, the last thing you really want to do is for them to maintain exactly the environment that created, let's say, the exact reason why they ran from their country. Okay, it just doesn't make any sense. All of these little enclaves, they just should not exist. I'm sorry, not in the United States of America. I think there needs to be a solid base set of what exactly built the United States of America, so we can have that in 100 years, rather than whatever this deteriorating environment that we're currently in right now is, guys. It doesn't make much sense to basically prolong this ridiculousness. We need to tighten this up, guys. Okay, seriously. But all right, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. And if you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and catch you guys later.